In this video, we're going to be going over how to take our image from our last video that we were drawing, in this case of fish, and separate it out into parts that you can use in Blender. So first of all, I want you to be able to know how to do this, just so that if you're to do it on your own and you were to come up with a front or side profile, maybe even a top or bottom, back, whatever, for something, that you know how to get them into Blender to use as a tool for organizing that image and working with it. In this case, I'm going to be doing this for you, but here's the process. So first of all, we need to get the drawing into a drawing program, and you could use your phone to take a picture of it. I use dot camera. You could use a scanner, whatever is the method that you use. And then once we have that file on the computer, I can take it into an image editor. In this case, I'm using GIMP 2.10 and 2.8.10, I should say. And you might find that you prefer a program like Krita, or you prefer a program like Photoshop. Krita and GIMP are free, which is kind of handy. But whatever works best for you, you can even do some of this in Microsoft Paint if you wanted to. Not that I recommend it. There we go. So with my drawing in here, I'm going to go and take the cropping tool, which is this little box with these edges. Similar icons are in programs like Word and PowerPoint and a bunch of other programs. I'm going to take this more in general for everything, get rid of the excess part of the image. I'm going to double click so it gets down to just there. And then in this particular program, Shift D is duplicate. And it took me a little bit of searching around to find where in the world that was in here. It might have been under image, and then we have duplicate. So if I do Shift D, okay, that wasn't what I wanted. Let me go back to this, and I'm going to go up to here, or select on this one, I guess. Shift D, we'll try that again. Nope. Okay, well, if all else fails, go to image, click on, it's Control D. Control D, and Control D, and I'm going to do 4 of these. So with each 4, and you might not need as many done for you, because if you only do one side and one front, then that's what you do. So I'm going to go to this first one and use the crop tool to select just this guy. Double click there. I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to do the side of that silhouette, and I'm going to go down to the bottom one, click, and then this 4th one. Now, depending on what the program is that you're using and how it saves files, in this one I need to actually export them. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Export As, and we're going to save this one as Fish1 front, and then I'm going to do Export and Export. I'm going to go over to this one. I'm going to do File, Export As, and we're going to call this Fish1 Side. And we're going to go over to this one and do the same things. When I come back into this, we'll show you how to put those into Blender. Okay, so we're into Blender right now, and we're going to add those pictures into our 3D viewport. I'm going to open up the navigation menu, hit N. To do that, I'm going to widen it out a little bit, and I'm going to make it a little bit larger just so it's easier to read. I'm going to go down until I get to, actually I'm just going to minimize a lot of these sections here. Let's leave this one open. we'll actually call that cube fish 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. There we go. Okay, so I'll leave that one open there. But I'm going to go to background images. I'm going to open up that section. I'm going to click on the little checkbox and say add image. I'm going to click on where it says open, and we could choose between image or movie clip. You can actually even use movie clips as textures, by the way, for on surfaces or things like that. Not that I recommend you do that, but there we go, some options. And I'm going to go ahead and click on open. And then I'm going to go to where I have this file stored. And so I'm going to go into my elective folder, Blender 2018 fish project. Okay, so this is my first fish that we're doing. So we can go ahead and put in the front one here. I'm going to say open image. And once you navigate to that spot, you should be able to see it pretty good. So right now, I don't see my image here. But if I go into orthographic, I hit 1. There's my front of my fish. And I can use the X and Y to displace this a little bit. So I'm going to, we also do stretch or fit or crop. And so we can work with that too as well. I'm pretty sure that this is, yeah, it's offset. So if I go up a little bit, it'll move it over. And I'm going to put it just kind of so that the center-ish of it is in the middle of my cube or wherever I want that center line to be at. So I got the side, and but right now, if I right now I'm in front orthographic, now I'm in right orthographic, now I'm on top orthographic. I don't want this necessarily to be visible in every single like view that I have. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it so it only shows in one direction. So up here I have this axis, all views, and then we're going to say front for this one, so it's only visible from the front. So now if I go and hit 3 from the side, I don't see that image anymore, but now I do. Okay. And then my size, I might scale down that a little bit. Let's try just kind of half of what I have. That works pretty good. I can scale the cube up and down as I go, and that works well. I'm going to add another image, so I'm going to do this one, add image. And then if you see something in there already, that means that's one you already set. I could do this at the start, so I could say left or right. I'm going to go ahead and just click left at the moment. And then I'm going to go to where it says open, and we're going to go back to our documents. Electives, Blender 2018 fish project. And I'm going to do fish 1 from the side. I'm going to open that image. And actually, before I change my axes, I might want to be able to see both of these at the same time, just so that I keep them kind of the same size. So right now I've left, let's do all views. And so that's about the right size. And it doesn't matter where exactly I put my fish in this case, but if I want to offset it, I could. I'm going to maybe do this as 9.9, squeeze down just a little bit, and try to get those lines so that they're pretty similar top and bottom. And if it helps, then I might want to move this over so that I line them right up on top of each other. Let's do 9.8. And that looks pretty good. So then I can go back and change it from all views to left. So let's see how that looks. If I do 1, I have the front. If I do 3, so maybe I actually don't want it left, maybe I want it right. So we can go and change this from left to right. And it's pretty easy just to adjust and move around that way. And you can say if you want the image in the front or the back. We also have it slightly transparent, so you can see through it. Having it in front and transparent is very nice. I could make it solid if I want, but then I can't see what I'm modeling. And so having it a little bit transparent so you can see those lines, that's going to be very handy. I'm going to do that with my other one too. So I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to say I want it to be in the front as well. So when I go to this view, I can see the lines in front of my box. And that's how you get your images into Blender. In the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at modeling the contour of the fish based on our fish line here. And actually I'm going to readjust that one so it's more centered. And so that was my top one, the front, and I want the displacement here to be a little bit better lined up. That'll work for me. Okay, that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.